All right.
In the Bible, we read in Ephesians 6:12, the first three words, "For we wrestle." Our guest here today knows a thing or two about reading the scripture and being able to wrestle. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marcus Turnley. I'm a physician assistant here at Mercy Health in Paducah, Kentucky. Have been here for the last 27 years. Many years ago, I was a wrestler at Christian County High School and the state champion in 1987. I am married. I have 2 children and 3 grandchildren. And again, I live in Paducah, Kentucky.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for telling us about yourself there. And like you said, you're the 1987 167-pound state champion, representing those daggone red, white, and blue Colonels of Christian County. It seems like I've done 5,000 Christian County Colonels the last week. Andy Lee, Tom Lee, David Donley, you. They just keep coming. As a matter of fact, there's 25 of those daggone guys down there. I think they're all my friends now, so I can say that about them. There's 25 Christian County state champions. You make video number 22. We only need 3 more to complete the entire Christian County roster. Frank McWilliams, 1972. Jimmy Perrin, 1984. And rest in peace to Antonio Earthman, 1985. We're going to be doing a memorial video with him. We've got some guys down there, Tony Harris, Livingston, D. A couple other guys are trying to get Antonio's family together, those that want to be a part to do his memorial video. But the Christian County tradition, legacy, if you will, runs deep. 3 team state champions, state runner-ups, I should say, at the state championships, 1986, 1987, 2020, and then they took it all in 1988. So we ask all of the Christian County guys, all the Hoptown guys, what did you all have going on down there then, man? What was in the water in Christian County in the late 80s, early 90s, man? Talk to us.
2 words, Jim Perrin. Coach Perrin was our coach. He was our coach. He was not only our coach, he was our mentor. He taught us a lot about manhood. He taught us a lot about, of course, about wrestling, but he taught us all about how we wrestle throughout our days and throughout our times now. So I would say Jim Perrin and the foundation that he set really moved us forward.
I can believe that. And I believe just about every Christian County wrestler that had Coach Perrin as their head coach has mentioned him as being, like you said, a mentor, more than just a wrestling coach. Yes, we're going to teach you techniques, but we're going to teach you about life as well. And the not just Christian County, the high school, but Christian County as a whole, between Christian County High School and Hopkinsville High School back in the 80s and 90s, they probably had 2 of the best coaches in the state of Kentucky, with Perrin at Christian County and then Placer at Hoptown. I mean, those 2, man, they had it going on. Just some of the names on both ends, you, Andy Lee, Tom Lee, David Donley, Antonio Earthman. At Hoptown, you had Steve Bailey, Troy Bailey, Aaron Herring, Gartha Herring. We could go 80 persons. We could go on and on and on and on. And it's just like, it was just like a never-ending pool of wrestling talent just kept being pumped out. And there's been, I don't know how many guys that we've done videos with from outside of the Christian County area, the Northern Kentucky, Louisville, Lexington area, Eastern Kentucky, whatever. They never saw you guys because you all, western end of the state, and they wouldn't see it until the state tournament. And they'd be like, all right, so-and-so finally graduated. So these 2 finally are gone. And they'd be 2 or 3 more like, what are we doing down there, guys? Come on, what's happening? Are we just cloning wrestlers and changing, like getting plastic surgery, having guys come back as different people, different names or whatever? But just like the people don't understand that. Well, I guess the series has brought it out, but beforehand, people didn't know just the Hoptown won it 85, 86, 92. You guys won it in 98 or 88, I should say. And the dynasty that the Christian County whole had was just like, what was going on? You know what I mean?
Sure. I think, again, it's to Coach Placer and Coach Perrin, but Christian County and Hopkinsville, there's some great athletes that come from there. And if we can't play football or after football season is over, there's wrestling. But if we can't play basketball, there's always wrestling. So, there's athletes that come from Christian County that have made it to the NBA, made it to the NFL. So there's just a lot of athletes that come from our area.
And one thing I love about Christian County and Hopkinsville as a school is, like, I don't know the name of the road there in front of Christian County High School, but you guys will see photos. They have the state outlines and have like their team state championships, baseball, softball, football, wrestling, I think track and field. Hopkinsville, same thing. And you're just like, some of the, not just wrestlers, but some of the names that's come out of there. Played at University of Kentucky, running back Artus Penner, Curtis Pooley, the basketball player for Kentucky. He's drawn a blank for me. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. It'll come to me. He went to Ole Miss and played basketball for Christian County. He hit the game-winning shot in the state championship in 2011. Had the dreads. Can't think of his name. Miguel Merritt played football at Alabama. I mean, just some of the names that have come on. Miguel played against Tom Brady in the Orange Bowl in 2000. So, and Miguel started. I mean, Miguel just wasn't on the bench. I mean, he was the captain and started, and he's one of the proud sons of Hoptown there. But the wrestling in Christian County, man, back then speaks for itself. So let's talk about your state tournament run in your high school days. 1984, 155 pounds. You make it to the state tournament. We have an old saying in wrestling: you either win or you learn. 1984 was a learning year. It's good to go up and just kind of see the show, see the as Ric Flair would say, see the bright lights, see the big cities, the long limousines, all that kind of stuff. Kind of get used to how the state tournament operates. 1985, 167 pounds. Same thing. We'll call it a learning year. But you changed the narrative in 1986. 167 pounds. You come in fourth place. And unfortunately for you, you ran into Dominic Black from Henry Clay. The first match right out of the gate, you run into Dominic, and that's never easy. Dominic wins a 14-1 decision on you. Then the way the wrestlebacks go, Dominic got beat, I believe, in the semis, and you end up wrestling Dominic again in the fourth place match, and you tighten the gap. You win a 9-7 decision, so you come out fourth place. And, of course, Dominic goes on, 1987, most outstanding wrestler, 185-pound champion, goes on to West Virginia University, becomes a NCAA All-American, joins the Army. He's like a 7 or 8-time national or world champion. His review videos on the channel. So if you're going to get beat, why not get beat by one of the best in the history of the United States? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Dominic was pretty tough. So there's no shame in that one.
In the 167 weight class, in fourth place, Turnley of Christian County High School. In third place, Dominic Black of Henry Clay High School.
But 1987, 167 pounds, man, that's your year. And we've asked a lot of guys this question, and one of the standard questions that we ask is, as a returning state placer, maybe not the place that you wanted, but at least you were on the podium and you got to be in the placement rounds. Coming into that senior year, you had Tom Lee on that team. You had, I think, Alvin Byers, Arvell Banks, I think, was on there with you, a couple other guys. Arvell, if you're watching this, man, just want you to know you're pretty weak. No. Arvell's my buddy. I think he got me and you hooked up. You know what I mean? He's probably gonna send me a message when he watches this. Hey, let's meet somewhere. Let's find out how weak I am. But when you go in, did you play football at Christian County?
Oh, yes, I played football at Christian County.
Okay,
yes.
So when football season ends and you go, you start wrestling practice, knowing it's all or nothing, man. I got to make it to the top of that podium this year. What was it? What was the the mentality? What did you do for your body? What was it that got you over that hump to be state champion?
I think first it was mental. It's how I wanted to be remembered. This was my senior year. This was my time. This is what I had left. Football didn't go as well as what we had planned in our football season. When we were sophomores and freshmen and eighth graders, we always went undefeated. I think we had one loss, maybe our JV year. So we thought our senior year, when we get all of our guys together, we're going to have a great season. And unfortunately, we went 500 for whatever reason. We went 500. We didn't have the greatest of seasons. So it was wrestling for me, and I love wrestling because it's mano a mano. It's man on man, and so I have no excuses, and I can make no excuses. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. So and it's really about how did I want to be remembered. Here I am, I'm 55 years old, and we're talking about what I did when I was 18 years old. So it helped me to leave a legacy that my kids can even look at. I remember our past videos before my wife, before we lost that video, my kids would look at it and laugh and say, look at that. So that's been fun. And then, it's not only mental, how I wanted to be remembered, but I want to just give my best. I remember just always, Coach Perrin always taught discipline. He talked about the 3 Ds: discipline, dedication, desire. And so he just wanted us to have a desire to do well and have that discipline to do well. And so he always talked to us, about that. And at night, I went home and did push-ups every night and did a lot of running on my own. And just wanted to give it my 100%. I always wanted to be a state champion. But unfortunately, just like you said, there's been a lot of great wrestlers in Hopkinsville. Some of those guys that I've wrestled in the past, like Eddie Person, state champion. He was the 155-pound state champion. Yep. Steve Bailey, a couple of times state champion. Those guys were in my weight class. And so they had graduated, and man, it was my time. it was my time. So
yeah, absolutely. And you a lot to unpack there, but you brought up leaving a legacy. And when you walk in Christian County's gym or their gym area, you walk in there from that main road and you walk straight to the gym. To the left of that, by the concession stand, is the wrestling trophy case, and it's got the photo of all the state champions, the trophies that they've won and all that. First time we went down there, I only had a couple. I had like Sean Smith, AJ Green, Chris Perry, couple of the newer guys that had just won. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh yeah, I've got that video, and I don't have this guy's video, but I was looking at it, and now that we've got it, more guys on the channel, and we have 22 of the 25 on the series, the trophy case is now interactive, meaning a student of a wannabe wrestler, maybe they're walking the halls or come from whatever, they just happen to be there, or somebody that maybe graduated with you, or maybe somebody that didn't know even Christian County had that good of a program. They can look at the trophy case and be like, oh, wow, 1995 Sean Smith. Let's go watch his video. Pull up the video, watch it. Oh, wow, 1981 Arnold Slaughter. Wow, we can watch his video. 1987 Marcus Turnley. Wow, that's so cool. And that's what I love about this series is bringing the history to life and giving the guys that come before me, the guys during me, the guys after me, giving them a place to be honored, be remembered, be honored like they should have been years ago.
Sure.
And I don't think it's any secret that some, I don't want to say all schools because I don't want to, that's a broad umbrella, but the majority of schools in Kentucky, we know basketball is king. And don't get me wrong, I love basketball as much as the next person. I love watching Kentucky win, national championships. They've won 3 in my lifetime. I love watching, don't get me wrong. And not everybody's going to be a wrestler. Not everybody's going to be a basketball player, football player, baseball. You might be better suited for swimming, dance, band, soccer, as long as it's keeping kids productive in their life and not out doing stuff they shouldn't be and reading about them, sadly, on a Facebook post about, being charged with a crime or being found dead somewhere for being something they shouldn't, whatever the case is, if it's keeping them busy after school, I'm for it. No matter what it is. I just happen to have a desire for wrestling because that's what I did in school. I officiate it now. But I say that because wrestling's been overlooked. It's been ignored for so long. And now Kentucky wrestling, we're the show. There's not another Kentucky high school sport that you can find anywhere on the internet, YouTube, Facebook, you name it. You can't find a more documented, a more publicized Kentucky high school sport than wrestling. Wow. You talk about leaving a legacy. I mean, there's no way you could have envisioned in 1987, hey, we're going to be doing a review video about this in 2024, but you come before, you did it, and now we get to tell the story for everybody that knows you, your family, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, I'm sure, at some point, and it's just like, one of my favorite lines of the whole series is a gentleman named George King, a 2000 state champion from Union County, most outstanding wrestler, most pins in the least amount of time, quickest pin, the whole gamut. He was an animal. And his son is currently being recruited by a plethora of Division I football teams to play football for him. But in his review video, George says, maybe not now, but at one time, Dad could do it. Yes. And I love being able to say that, hey, yep, I may not be as strong as you now. I may not be fast as you. You may be able to beat me in a race. You might be able to take me down. But let me tell you something, Buster. At one time, old Dad could do it, and I got the proof. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Now, earlier you said your kids used to watch your state championship video. How long has it been since you've seen it, you think?
It's probably over 20 years. Okay. Because my kids were small. My kids were small at that time. Yeah, so it's probably been at least 20 years ago, because it was on VHS, and so long ago as when we had a VHS player. So it's probably been 20 years ago.
Kids, if you don't know what a VHS player is or VCR, ask your parents, Google it, whatever. There were these old caveman style devices we used to have. That was the only means we could watch tapes. Now you're in the finals. You're wrestling Mark Richardson from Woodford County. And here's a little thing about Mark I didn't realize until just now. You mentioned Steve Bailey. Did you know Steve outside of was y'all friends outside school?
Yeah, we grew up together. Steve played baseball. I played baseball for a little while. Our families are close. I've been knowing Steve 50 years.
Okay, well, we did Steve's review video. We also done a memorial for his brother Troy. It's both of those are on the channel. But I was doing my research, and Steve actually beat Mark Richardson in the '86 finals. So did Steve kind of give you like a heads up? Hey, watch out for this dude, or watch this, or he's good at this, or?
No. I knew Mark Richardson very well because we all grew up together. I mean, we would go to Woodford County invitationals and we would wrestle. So I knew Mark Richardson. I remember his battle with Steve. Wasn't much of a battle because Steve was one heck of a wrestler. So Steve just outmanned him. But I was a different type of wrestler. And so I remember I wrestled Mark several times over the years. And be honest, the only time I ever beat him was a state championship.
And sometimes that's the one that matters, right? You talk about leaving a legacy.
That's right. That's right.
And John Poindexter, funny you should bring that up. John Poindexter, he was in the finals twice, 85 and 87. Of course, John gets beat by Pat Moody from Fort Campbell in 87. But in John's video, he said that before the state finals, he had beat Pat Moody 12 times beforehand. Pat had never beat him until the state finals, and then Pat beats him when it counts.
Wow.
So that's I guess you guys kind of flipped the script on each other, you know what I mean? But we're going to pull up your video here, man. You guys are seeing what we're seeing. We're at Atherton Gym in Louisville. This video has the face-off, match, medal ceremony, and then the state runner-up trophy presentation, man. So here we go. We'll turn it down just a little bit here.
At 167 from Woodford County, he's in his 12th grade with a 52 and gold record. He was a runner-up last year, Mark Richardson. His opponent from Christian County, in 12th grade with a 38 and 1 record. He placed 4th last year at 164.
I love those warm-ups, man.
Yeah, the bell bottoms.
You better believe it. All right, so of course you're in the navy blue singlet there.
Yeah.
All right, now from neutral here, what's our go-to takedown? What are we looking to do here?
Man, listen, I was always a counter wrestler, so I was waiting for him to shoot on me. And so I like a good cross. They're right there. I like a good cross face. And I was trying to get my cross face in and then then do a throw. So that's
I got you.
that was most because I knew Mark too. Mark he's a fast guy and a little bit shorter than me. And so I knew that he would probably be aggressive because he had lost to Steve the year before. And he was a senior as well.
Yeah, no, I get it. Nice show of sportsmanship there. He helps you up.
Yeah. Yeah, he wound up going to wrestle at George Washington University after he graduated.
Wow. Didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't think he stayed there long, but I know he got a scholarship.
That's cool. That's good to know, man. That's good to know. Of course, you guys, you said, you've wrestled a bunch with each other. Kind of know each other. Did you kind of, when you knew you were wrestling him in the finals, did you kind of already start mentally game planning? Like, okay, I know he's better at this than me, or I know I can try this on him and maybe get it, or was it just take it as it come, or how did it go for you?
Listen, I thought he was probably faster than me, but I didn't think he was as strong as me. Okay. And so I wanted to kind of use my strength as much as I could, but I probably was not in the best of shape. Probably the better shape than I am now, but I get tired here shortly, and I take a little break here in just a minute. I remember that.
I got you. All right, so we're still. It's 0-0. Nobody scored yet. Now, of course, we know Coach Perrin's in your corner, but who's in your corner with you, the other coach?
Kirk Lancaster.
Okay.
Kirk, yes. Yes, yeah. And in the other corner for Woodford County is Coach Carr. Yeah. And one of his brothers I knew from West Virginia that I wrestled briefly at WVU. And so I knew one of his brothers back then.
What was it? Nate Carr, the one who went to the Olympics, or
no?
Fletcher?
Nate Carr was our assistant coach or grad assistant at WVU when I was there. He placed third in the bronze, I think, in 1988.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah, he placed third, and I can't remember his other brother's first name, but
is it Fletcher?
But he was there at the same time I was there.
Oh, his other brother. You're right. I'm sorry, because they've got like 4 or 5 brothers.
That's right. Wrestled. And then one came after me to WVU as well.
Okay, so you get a reversal there. It's 2-0. I got the reversal. All right, we're out of bounds.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we've said it in every video. The Christian County mat maids back then, once they started cheering during a match, they didn't stop, man.
That's right. That's right.
They have went this whole match. And Atherton's a big gym, but this place was crowded. I mean, this place was standing room only.
Come on his back, babe.
So you're trying to get like a bar there, some type of a wing, looks like.
I am. I think I'll probably try to work on the other side, maybe try to do a half Nelson. Really, I'm trying to get him tired and take me a little break. I'm trying to take a little break, try to get him turned.
Yeah, no, hey, buddy, you got to be strategic sometimes on stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's going to get an escape here shortly, I think. They're right there.
Ooh. Nope, he was able to ride through it. That's a good job on your part. We're out of bounds?
Yeah.
He tries a Granby. Up. Nothing. That was a good job on your part, not giving up the reversal. Now you look like you're hurt there. You remember being hurt?
No, I remember being tired.
Okay,
I may have played. To be honest, I may have been. I remember being tired.
Hey, buddy, fair enough. You know, fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're up 2-0. He takes down. Up.
Yeah. Here comes the escape.
Yep, he gets his one, so now it's 2-1.
Yeah.
You have any idea who'd be filming this for Christian County? Because this is a Christian County video.
Yes, this is Andy and Tom's dad.
Okay.
Who did our videography.
Okay. It's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yes.
He's crawling out.
All right, so stalling. And the thing about back then, referees didn't wear wristbands, so it's kind of hard to know who he's called stalling on.
Yeah, I can imagine either one of us stalling at that time.
Yeah. Nope, you've got a whizzer. That's very good. That's a good job on your part, keeping that whizzer. All right, we're out of bounds. Short time in the third. All right, so right here you take injury time.
Yeah.
Need a little breather. It's all right. We get it. You're back to that front headlock, it looks like. He's trying everything, trying every trick he's got. Nothing. Nothing. Referee's not give it yet. He's still got your leg. And that's it. And here comes Alvin Byers. He just wrestled 6 hard minutes, and he wants to jump in your arms. The referee gets him off the mat. Now, that was great, man. That was a great performance. They come over there to get your guys' photo after the match, which blows my mind. I can't imagine why they do that after the match. They should do it before, you know.
I have that photo.
You got to send me a copy of it.
Yeah, I'll look for it. Yeah, that's Coach Perrin right there. That's okay. My guy.
And here's the medal ceremony. Now, I don't know this gentleman's name, but he's from Simon Kenton right there, just got on the podium.
Yeah, I forget his name, but we had met in the semifinals.
Okay, we'll have to get our buddy Dave Barnes or Jeff Everman on it to give me his name.
First place from Christian County, Marcus Turnley.
And there you come, man.
Go, Marcus.
Who got 4th place that year from Hoptown? Do you remember?
Yes, that was Norris Mills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the video of you guys getting the runner-up trophy. Simon Kenton was going to be hard to beat that year. They had a pretty good team. There's Dominic Black, my main man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, there you are, getting your all's photo together. And that's where the video ends, man. So, you said earlier it's been about 20 years since you've seen it. Does it, besides you winning, does it play out the way you remember it?
Yeah, it plays out the way I remember it. It plays out. I remember being tired. I remember kind of taking a breather there every now and then. I remember just trying to finish, just trying to finish strong. And one of the great things that I've been able to do in my life. I'm really fortunate to get that chance to do that.
Man, it was a great performance, 2-1 decision. You had to grit it out. He didn't quit the whole time. It was you guys went at it for all 6 minutes. And people that are new to the sport or their kids are getting into it or whatever the case is, their grandkids are getting into it, and you go watch, and until you're out there and you have to grind for 6 minutes, you don't understand how long 6 minutes can be.
Yeah.
And you don't understand how tired and just exhausted your body is. And then especially have your teammate come running out of the stands and you jump to catch him. I mean, he should have been picking you up. You know what I mean? What's going on there?
We were just excited.
I know. I'm just kidding.
We all, they were cheering for me as hard as they could, so we were all just excited for us to get the state runner-up, but also for me to get a chance to win. Again, because Mark had, at the WCI, at the Woodford County Invitational, he had pinned me. And that was, I guess that was right before Christmas or right after Christmas.
Yep,
I was coming out. So I remember that. I think I'd had the flu recently, but no excuses. I lost. But I knew we would meet again.
Yeah, man, that's a great mentality to have. And the reason I can say that about that Woodford County tournament, it's always during the the Christmas school break. It's always right there at it. And it's been, I'm not sure how many years it's been going on, but it has to be one of the longest running tournaments in the state that's still going on. So of course, that year you guys had David Donnelly in the finals. Of course, David comes up a little bit short against Jeff Everman. You, Tom Lee, and I think there was another wrestler in the finals that comes up a little bit short as well. I can't think off the top of my head.
His name's Ed Deese.
Yes, Ed Deese. Okay.
Deese.
Yep. And I knew I thought there was 4 that was in the finals that year. And of course, Hopkinsville, well represented, Aaron Herring, Roger Holloway. Of course, Roger gets beat by Dominic in '87. Couple other dudes there. Poindexter in the finals, like we mentioned earlier. So it's a great team. And man, you guys, that '87, '86 team, you all laid the foundation for 1988. Even though you were gone, it was still your fingerprints as a senior leader. Winning the state championship was all over that '88 team, and continued on. Christian County in 2020, they had I'm going to go on record and say they had the best team to not win it in 2020. They got, of course, Union County won. Union County had the best team in state history that year. It's not even close. They're the best team by far in the whole history of the state wrestling tournament. But Christian County, man, they just were behind had that team come along 1 year after or 1 year before, Christian County wins it again. I mean, they were stacked top to bottom and just come up, behind Union County that year. But man, we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about a lot of topics. We've discussed a lot. But is there anything that we haven't brought up or you'd like to say or add from your side of it?
Yeah, I think one of the things that the wrestling that I didn't know what was happening during that time is that wrestling was preparing me for my vocation. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm a physician assistant. That's my job, but my vocation is to share the gospel. So I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm associate minister at the Washington Street Church. I do primarily men's ministry, but there are times that I have to, what I call, wrestle with the scriptures and to really see what the Lord is saying to me about the scripture. And so I can get it in proper context. And so I think what God was doing back then was helping to prepare me for my time as a 55-year-old man. So even all those times that we were back there we were at practice, and all those times Coach Perrin was talking to me, I can still hear Coach Perrin saying some of those things. And I believe that wrestling helped me to look at the scripture differently and helped me to articulate that to congregations differently, and not just look at it at surface level, because so many times you had to go back and say, hey, what was Paul really thinking at that time? Or what was happening in Ephesus at that time? Or what's happening in Rome? And so those sort of things I really have to wrestle with. And in ministry, we do something called apologetics. That's defense of the gospel. And that really helps me to defend the gospel and I think my background in wrestling helps me to do that. So I'm so thankful to Coach Perrin, and so thankful to all my teammates for giving me that opportunity to, here I am, a 55-year-old guy, again, being able to share in that moment.
Oh man, absolutely. And it's what I love, is just being able to bring it out, being able to bring out everybody's story and let the world see, we got some good wrestling in Kentucky. We do. We got more than horses and fried chicken and bluegrass and all that. We got some good wrestling here. And I'm glad that we're able to share in everybody's journey, their life story, what they've done after wrestling, because I've said in so many videos, and you touched on it, but I just want to kind of put my spin on it, is we don't go around wearing our state championship medals, our rings, our Letterman jackets, whatever, unless you're going to a wrestling meet, you're going to like a class reunion, you're being honored, Hall of Fame, something to that effect. Of course, if you've got your stuff from way back in, wear it. Be proud of what you've been able to keep and what you earned. But when we leave high school, and like you said, being a minister, being a physician's assistant, you can look back and say, yeah, I may not remember how to solve for y = mx plus b from algebra. I may not be able to write the best English paper ever was, but I can remember my wrestling practices. I can remember my coaches saying this. I can remember whoever it was that had an impact on your wrestling career say this or made me do this, and then I understand why they made me do it. And that's the person I've become today. And that's what I love about being able to share these stories, because it's not just Marcus Turnley's story. You could be speaking to somebody else that's never met you that's like, you know what? That made sense to me. The way he worded it, the way he phrased it, that made, oh my gosh, it's something, something clicked. You never know what's going to click with somebody else that you've never met or somebody you've known your whole life. So the more stories that we get, man, the more people we can touch. And what was it Jesus said before he lifted up after 40 days? Go out into all the earth and tell, I don't know the exact
scripture. In the name of the Father, Holy Spirit.
And all of Judea.
I'm with you always.
Yeah, I'll be with you always, and tell them to watch Out Screen's YouTube channel. I believe that was in there somewhere too. I think that was in there. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But Marcus, man, excellent performance in the finals. You had to, like I said, you had to grit it out, man. You had to really dig down deep. He wasn't just going to roll over for you, and you were able to get the job done. So excellent performance, excellent story. I'm sure the Christian County fans, the Hoptown or the supporters, the fans, the people that knew you, maybe wrestled against you, your family, your friends, everybody you've come in contact with, everybody at your church now can watch this and be like, okay, Marcus, I see you. We need to put you do one of those, bring in one of those professional wrestling fundraisers and have you the wrestling minister. You know what I mean? Bring them in, say, bring them on,
man.
boys.
Hey, listen, man. That was probably about 2 million cheeseburgers and about 5,000 golden Oreos ago. So that type of wrestling is over.
We may have to pull you out of retirement one time. You know what I mean? Pull you out of retirement and say, hey, he's got at least 3 minutes in him. We'll do 3 1-minute periods. You know what I mean?
Maybe. No, I could probably do about give me 30 seconds, 45 seconds,
45 seconds. All right. We can do 45 seconds. We can put it on like pay-per-view or whatever.
Okay. Man, hey, sounds good.
Hey, let's get it lined up. Man, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Great video. Even better story, even better life after wrestling. But you had to be prepared for it, and I'm glad you were able to use that analogy. So I believe we've reached a pretty good ending point here. I think we've covered all we needed to cover and said about all we need to say. So thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys and girls on the mats.